Hey guys, welcome to this recap for Tuesday, and go ahead and take a look at some price action here for the day. And it actually is kind of good what's going on. It is showing bottoming in the price action. It does showing strength because every time the price action kind of wants to push down, it's been holding. Now we're still waiting for some key things to happen before we start to flip. I've talked about them multi times before with the simple moving averages, the 15 or the 121 moving average and that 200 moving average. So let's go ahead and take a look at price action and kind of see how the trade set up today. But then let's look at some of the higher time frames real quick too, and analyze that. So just to get that in the clear in your mind. And then the other thing is that we don't have to go into it too much today. I'll decide kind of after we go into stuff, but our website actually has been starting to be updated to show some of the areas that you can get more clarity if you wanted to on making it easier for you to take trades. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 15-minute chart here and see kind of what happened. A lot of the energy happened right here, right at the beginning. This is when the New York Stock Exchange opened up. So that 9:30 Eastern Standard Time is when the New York Stock Exchange opens. You can see this nice candle coming down. Here's our trigger, right? You might say, hey, well, look at, you're in a no resistance area, right? Your daily support is above the breakdown trigger. So that's a great trade. I'm going to jump. I should have jumped into it. Or you're saying that maybe I should have jumped into it. Now, the reason why is because this gap isn't very big. When you see a less than 0.5 gap, typically, it's just not worth trading most of the time. Now, here up to through here, you can see a nice gap, and that could have opened the doors if it broke out. I would have been looking for this gap for sure. So anything in this area, which see it's over 0.5, that would have been a nice possible move. The one thing is we still have that daily or that weekly bias, which is bearish. Pushing down. So you can see price action still trying to shove down. Not a lot happened though through the day, and this never actually gave you right in the morning or right here gave you the not worth trading today. The gap's too small. Don't worry about it. Now you might have been frustrated because hey, it moved, but if you look at this one candle, you're waiting for the 15-minute candle to close. Well, when it closed, it made the move. And this is why you stay away from this stuff. This is where it just gets frustrated. So one thing we can do is I'll mark the top trigger and mark the bottom trigger, and then I'm going to drag this down and put it right here. Doesn't matter where you put it, but I'm going to line up with the breakdown trigger, and then you can see here is your target. It ran right into it almost on the first candle. We did the reversal, and then the rest of the day we've just been climbing. And this is why you don't want to try to, they call it catching a falling knife, right? So if you jumped in anywhere, even if you jumped in right here during that candle, which would have been crazy, say you put your stop up here because really you wanted to either above this candle's high or at least a 30-minute high. And so you would have got in, and where would you put this, right? So you would have been like, hey, it's going to go down to 64, 62. This is a great trade. That's going to dump. The market had already told you that's not going to go very far, and it hit the brakes. You also have your weekly on here, your volume area low. It came right down in that area, wicked right back up, tested it again, and then it's climbed slowly back up. Now, is it just going to fall? I mean, it could. Right now, you're underneath your 200 on your 15-minute. You're underneath the 21. That's been the area of play, but there has been strength that's been built throughout the day, especially after a strong drop down. High volume kicked in, yet the bulls pulled in, and bulls and bears are part of that volume. But you can see a lot of buying energy also came in, and sell energy came in, but they gave up right after the long run. Now we could go into the 5-minute and take a look at some of that. You can see it still did not give you an entry anywhere in here, and it didn't show any type of reversal behavior for you to be able to get in on a pullback. We used the 5-minute 21 as to exit. You can see it came right back up. So the sad thing is if you got in here, now you're just sitting in this waiting, and you're just in a loss and a loss and a loss. You might have been able to get out here, break even, depending on where you got in over here. But you're just constantly grinding in this loss, and it is showing more strength for possibly push. This is what happens when you're in the low time frames. People get bored and they want to take trades, but this is where systems have a hard time too, because there's just not a lot going on. But this is kind of where our system shines too, because it's frustrating because yeah, you don't take trades, but it's you're also not losing capital. And I've learned that the hard way myself too, just like most traders have. So this is a no-go for me right up front. I do have a favor of the weekly bias is saying we're going to go down. I would not have been looking for a short trade at all. If anything, I might have analyzed the up trade. If we can get above this key area right here, I'd have been looking for possibly taking a short entry or even getting above both these areas and then taking a long up in this area above the daily resistance up here. I would have had to evaluate obviously when it got up in there, what time of day it is, what's going on. Obviously it would needed to really go up a lot earlier than just down, and we need to see recovery and get up, because right here you're looking at 10:45-ish in the morning. Okay, let's get going. It didn't happen and it traded back down. So that pretty much X the day for me. I just don't worry about it and go do something else, right? So let's go ahead and see, hey, is this really building and holding right here? Where are we at, right? So let's go ahead and look at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour already showed some strength. It was coming down hard. Price action was getting pushed with it. It did push up through and said, no way. It started to climb. We flattened out the moving averages were coming down. We flattened them out now on the 1 hour. Now it's still kind of bleeding a little bit, but really it's tight. It's getting tight right here. So this could push up and start to claim these areas that we've been watching. That's a possibility. If we go into the 4 hour, right now we're still getting the 4 hours pressure down. So that's why you're not really seeing. It looks like it's it's kind of calling this price action, right? It's asking for it to come here. Now this could come up somewhere and test this in somewhere in this area. So this could push up and get above this key area, come above this area and test this. I don't see it going. I don't expect it to run though. That's where a lot of people are saying, hey, this is going to rip out of here, or it's going to go here and go that. That's TA. Just be careful. I mean, this is just TA, right? So this does have to come down and flatten and have a reason to go back up. It's not going to just all of a sudden turn and start heading up. That just doesn't work. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. Now, this price action could get it back above this, and then I expect it to kind of go after that. The same thing, the 1 hour is already set. The 15 and the 5 minute are kind of looking like that 1 hour. Let me open this back up. We're back on that 15 minute. You can see it's tight like that 1 hour is. So the moving averages are starting to get down where price action is, and the price action is holding above that key level. Now 65,000 is kind of that hard line in the sand. 66 is another level that it's been holding. So if we hold those levels, I really don't see us going down to the 60,000 level, that kind of stuff that you hear people talking about everywhere. Like, let's be real here. You have to analyze price action and understand there's a shift that has to happen. It doesn't just go down and then go right back up. It goes down, trades on out, and then heads back up and starts to grind through key levels. So we're holding the first level right now, 60-65. We need to get ourselves above that 71,000 and start holding there, and then we can start climbing up to the 82 and then the 95. And so on and so forth. But in the middle of that, it's going to get more energy. There's going to get more price action, more like I said, more energy, right? So that's what we're looking for. So that is about it, guys. I will jump over real quick and show you this market radar. Let me go ahead and refresh it here. So the nice thing about this is it'll give you setups for the trades. You can see BTC. It's a bearish right here. It's showing bearish. That's because that's the weekly bias. You also have that right here on Solana and ETH. So be careful when you're trading anything outside of BTC. So it's saying jailbreak, which basically means that it could break down is what it's looking for. It's not looking for an up trade either. Now, why didn't you get to trade BTC or ETH? Well, that gap range I was just talking about earlier was too small, so you didn't get it, and that's why it just says the death zone. It's just too tight is what it says, or chop. Of course, you know, if you're going to get this trade, it's giving you a 2.19%. That's just the gap that we've been talking about on your support and resistance. So you're really looking at this possibly breaking down. This is going to give you that trade. You can put in whatever account size you're going to trade with. If you want to do a 10% risk, you could do a 1% risk, whatever you decide of whatever your account size is. So obviously you'd have to decide at that point like what your stuff is. But it kind of sets it up. If you are looking at this, You can see how it's changing this over here. You can just pop this in. This is your entry. There's your stop. These are the targets that it could go to. So if we jump back over and looked at Solana's chart, it's just sitting right here. The reason why it's giving you this breakdown is right through these lines. Now, the lines I have on my chart and the stuff I'm looking at on this Solana chart, I didn't waste my time with it. So to be honest, these lines aren't going to match up from what we were just looking at from the site. But I could have easily marked these up, just drop them into the settings right here. Just put the information right there and the lines will line up. I can just copy it from the site right back on. Let's close this out. It's right here. If I copy it, go over to my chart. If you're watching our lives and stuff, you'll see a lot of this. I'm going to highlight everything, delete it out, so now there's nothing in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just paste it in and then update it. So here is now the actual current lines. And you can see that here is your breakdown line right here. The other, what you're seeing is the trade. I'm going to go ahead and just not show it right now. But that's the trade. If we go back and go into the trade, if you copy this trade key, if I copy that and go over and put it in this indicator and turn this back on, all it's going to do is show us that trade for today. So it's saying here's your stop back here. Here is the potential for an entry, and then here is your targets if we were going to trade down. So obviously you want to get a 15-minute candle close below the breakdown, and then you can evaluate with the 5-minute. The one thing is there's a few other tricks and stuff when you're trading alts and stuff, and the based on those tricks would get you out. The easiest asset to trade most of the time is BTC. That's why we always talk about it. Once you master that, then you can go in and start playing with these areas to get into as well. This definitely was not strong potential. We are in a bottoming. You got to be careful when you're looking at stuff, because one thing's going to stay long and then it's going to start to go short. There's a lot of fear and stuff that's kicking in right now. People make crazy decisions during this time. So right now I'm going to be myself sticking with the strong asset till it starts to show strength. Then I'm going to go and trade other stuff. Until then, I'm going to kind of hold back, preserve the capital. When the market's great, earn a lot. When the market's not, don't worry about it. Earn little. Preserve your capital, right? So you can trade when it's strong. So that's about it, guys. I just went ahead and went through everything I told you about. The day today was not a trade opportunity, and the system called it out for you. The support resistance within Cabrota, why we do what we do. I hope that helps you guys out. That's what we do every day. That's why I go through the recap myself. I look through price action, kind of analyze it and see if there was better opportunity, train my eye. And that's what I'm doing with you live or right here actually on a recap, so you guys can see it as well, what we do constantly. And I would expect you, if you want to become great at this and master this type of tool and this wealth generation for yourself, because once you get good at this, it does help you build quite a bit of capital. Each their own, though. It's not once you learn how to do it, it's like anything in life, right? It's a tool. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Ask any questions. I'm here to help you out as much as I can and answer them. And we will see you in the next recap. Thanks. Take care, guys. Thank you.